Tomorrow at 6 a.m. on WKYT this morning, the Arctic blast we've been tracking all week has finally arrived. We'll have some tips on staying safe and where to go if you need to keep warm.
Wind chill out there are in the single digits and also some teens down south, but that goes way below zero as we work our way into the afternoon and off into the night. I'll show you those numbers because they do not look fun to get out in.
All right, a Lexington couple forced into the bitter cold overnight after waking up to the smell of smoke in their home.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Top of the morning to you. It's so good to have you with us on WKYT. A bitterly cold start to the day. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. We do have some school closings.
I want to pass those along to you right now. Perry County will operate on a 1-hour delay, and Morgan and Elliott County are closed, and we have the full details for you at the bottom of your screen right now as we've activated Snow Go this morning because of the cold weather.
Yeah, it is a first alert severe weather day. We've already hit our high temperature, believe it or not, for the day.
Arctic air, and we check in with Micah right now on this first alert severe weather day. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Just coming in a few minutes ago, we're talking about Lawrence County out of school this morning, too. Not because of the cold. Well, I guess the cold factors into that. But we actually have a nice little glaze of snow on the roadways over in the eastern zones and also in the northern zones, too. There's a band of snow setting up, and with temperatures like these, well, these are your wind chills. Add a little wind into that, and it will absolutely take your breath away because we're just not used to that just yet. And look, you don't get used to cold like this, but your body does adapt to it. We just haven't seen that cold of conditions this winter. This will be the coldest there, but there's that band, and it's traveling right along 64 heading southbound. That's what I'm most concerned about this morning. But tomorrow morning, it's a different story. That's when it gets extremely cold. And I'll show you that forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Micah, and as the temperatures plummet across the Bluegrass, organizations in several counties are making sure everybody has somewhere to go to try to stay warm if you need that.
Shelters and warming centers will be open today in Lexington. WKYT's Mark Barber is live this morning to explain where you can go to stay safe.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. It is already dangerously cold out here. I'm wearing several coats and several thermal layers, but even then you just cannot escape the chill in this extremely cold air. Now, many people who live on the streets don't even have this many layers of clothing, so 7 shelters, and 8, including the Salvation Army here on West Main Street, have opened their doors to give people a place to escape these dangerously cold temperatures. Now, while many of the shelters are available throughout the year, the city's emergency weather plan has been activated. So shelters have extended their hours, and Lextran is offering free bus rides to people who don't have transportation to shelters. Now, because of the extreme cold, shelters are filling up very quickly. Here at the Salvation Army, I spotted several people sleeping inside the lobby this morning. And over at the Hope Center on West Loudon, they say they are already housing 200 men, and they're planning to make room for 50 more. Now, these emergency shelters will be open through Friday, but city leaders say they are already looking toward this weekend and the weather that is expected then to see if they need to extend these hours even further. Now, we have a full list of all the shelters that are open in Lexington on our website, WKYT.com. Now, if you need immediate cold help, the United Way of the Bluegrass says that you can call their call center, 211 call center, for help. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. A few flurries out there flying around as well, as you could see in that live report. The wind chills we're calling for later today and through tomorrow are cold enough to be very dangerous. If you have to be outside, there are some things to keep in mind. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell, we've called him in early this morning to continue our team coverage live from our weather garden. Jim, good morning.
Well, the bitter cold has arrived here in Kentucky yet again. We've had some cold spells. You think back to November, and we had some pretty cold stuff, especially for November standards. But we're in January, and we are truly getting a taste of what January cold is expected to be like across Kentucky, and it's going to be even worse than what we'd normally expect. A little taste of what we had last January when we were talking about single-digit highs and sub-zero temperatures at night. We'll be flirting with some of those here over the next couple of days, and we're certainly experiencing some of that out there right now. You need to be prepared as you head out and about here this morning, especially if you are one of the folks that is out in this all day long. You want to make sure that you are dressed in layers, and you want to keep your hands, your head, all completely protected. Now remember, there's an old myth, it's an old medical myth that says that you lose all of your heat, or most of your heat at least, out of your hands or out of your head or your feet. Guess what? That's one of those myths. You lose a lot of heat everywhere equally, according to medical science. So just keep everything nice and bundled up as you head out and about today. And for those folks a little more toward the east, they're dealing with more of the snow and some of the slick roads here in Lexington at least. It's just a few flurries from time to time. Just the cold really starting to settle in. We'll be tracking all of this for you over the next couple of days, and I'm tracking it outside right now in Lexington. I'm meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
It's a safe bet Jim's probably feeling that tracking going on. Try to stay warm out there, Jim. Well, these extremely cold temperatures have folks taking extra steps to try and stay warm. If you use a space heater, firefighters want to remind you to be careful with that. A Lexington couple says a space heater damaged their home overnight. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel's at our live desk now with some important reminders from firefighters.
Good morning, everyone. Fire officials say that fire that started overnight was caused by a space heater similar to this one here. The two people who lived there woke up to the smell of smoke, but they were able to get water and put out those flames themselves. This happened at a home on Elm Tree Lane. The fire broke out in the bathroom there. Other than that room, the two can still stay in the home. A woman was treated on scene for smoke inhalation, but other than that, everyone, including a cat, is okay. With such cold temperatures this week, more people will likely be using space heaters, so firefighters are reminding people how to safely heat their homes because fire safety can mean life or death.
When it gets extremely cold like this, you absolutely have to be exceptionally careful with your small electric heaters, any kind of auxiliary heating device. Make sure you keep your combustibles away from them and make sure they have a good radius around them that's clear, and don't overload your outlets because things like this can happen.
Now, another good piece of advice, firefighters recommend not running space heaters when you're not at home or asleep. Also, it's important to check your smoke detectors monthly to make sure they are still working. At the live desk, Whitney Wetzel, back to you.
As the Arctic blast moves through the bluegrass, stay with WKYT for continuing coverage. You can find the latest forecast along with any school closings, delays, and cold weather information on WKYT.com.
The time is now 6:07 on WKYT this morning. In other news, a fourth person now faces charges after a Winchester woman was killed by a stray bullet. Christopher Robinson is now charged with murder and burglary. He had been at UK Hospital since the shooting 2 weeks ago. Winchester police say shots were fired during a home invasion and that one of the bullets went through the floor, killing 19-year-old Amber Caudill. Robinson and two others were hurt. Lamont Wilkerson and Aaron Staley are also charged with murder, and Lillian Barnett is charged with complicity. New this morning, a golden alert has now been canceled after a missing man has been found. Robert Miller had been missing since Monday morning after he walked away from his Franklin County home. The sheriff's office says he was found safe, okay, last night, thanks to the public's help.
A date has been set for the reopening of the Euclid Kroger. The redesigned store will open on January 22nd. UK basketball coach John Calipari will cut the ribbon on the new store. It features custom murals, underground storage, and rooftop parking. Elevators and escalators will take customers and their carts from the parking deck into the store. Well, what a way to open SEC play. The #1 ranked Cats received a battle from Ole Miss last night at Rupp.
One thing that was hot, right? And 40 minutes of play wasn't enough to settle it. The Cats trailed by 2 at the half, and late in the game, UK was up by 3 with less than 2 minutes to play. But Ole Miss tied it up with a tray to send it into overtime. Kentucky knocked down 11 threes last night. Ole Miss had the last shot, but it was no good, and the Cats come away with a tough win, 89-86. They remain undefeated. Now we'll have some post-game reaction. That's coming up a little bit later in sports, and they get back in action Saturday.
Yeah, and end of first half is when I fell asleep, and they weren't doing so good. But glad to see they clawed their way back.
While you were sleeping,
Yeah.
they were getting with it out there on the court. Yeah, what a game. 6:09 is our time this morning. Officer Don went home sick yesterday and is out today. So
Let's hope he feels
hope
better.
he doesn't have that flu that that Deanne suspected might be the case. I-75 and I-64 at the northern split on live drive traffic. Things are looking good, moving along. Light flurries in the area now. It shouldn't be a problem, at least in the next little bit. We'll stay right on top of that. But cold weather certainly is a major factor for anybody out today. today. You want to be safe. Have a kit along, or at least a blanket or something, if you become stranded, and get quick communications out if you have a problem.
Well, I layered up yesterday, so I'm pretty much
ready.
planned to be layered all week.
Till March, right?
Yeah.
All right. WKYT This Morning is just getting started. So nice to have you along with us, and we have a lot more on the way.
Nothing heats you up like a nice warm meal. Coming up, an odd delivery has a Nashville woman super confused.
Not only extremely cold air, but we're also looking at some snow showers this morning. This is my main focus for this morning, but tomorrow morning it's going to be a totally different story. Dangerously cold wind chills. I'll show you those low numbers and also talk about the snow coming up.